Remember, finding great car service
starts with an investigation. How you doing, everybody? My name is Chris.
Hey, I'm Gary.
Welcome to Car Service Investigation.
What's up, Internet? We're back at it again, baby. Leave you on your toes there, Chris. I got to keep you up.
Always keep me laughing. I love it. I love it. So what are we doing today, brother? What are we talking about?
We're talking about some pro tips for the car consumer, the person that, just a monthly thing that you guys can do.
Just some quick tips for the car owner. So it just helps, it keeps the car in better condition overall. And really in the long run, it's going to help save you some money.
Yeah, exactly. And this came up because I honestly feel, dude, that in some ways people have fallen out of love of owning an automobile. I really do.
God. No, yeah, dude, you're right. You're right. And God, this reminds me, it was what, mid-90s? They did this topic on a car talk show.
Yeah.
I used to love listening to car talk, right? And yeah, they did that way back. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, in the 50s and 60s, it was a weekend ordeal in every household. You washed your car, right, Gary?
Yeah, the whole family went out and washed the car because they loved the car. And they don't do that anymore. And you get this cookie cutting things. Like you said, well, there's 20,000 Camrys on the road. Who cares? So we're going to go over some
special.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to go over some tips real quick that you guys can do at least once a month,
right.
And ask your mechanic to help you if you don't know how to do this. Okay. So
they'd love to tip you out and help you.
Exactly. They would really love to help you do this because it helps them in the long run too. Okay. So the first tip I'm going to give is this: read your owner's manual, folks. And you can skim through the radio processing and you know how a seatbelt works, but learn your car. Know what your car is.
It's amazing how many times when we made this suggestion to our customers, they would come back and go, Gary, I didn't even know my car could do that.
Exactly. Right. I mean,
right. So, it's morning reading with a cup of coffee, or just leave it in the bathroom, right? Eventually you'll get through the whole manual.
I was always tell people when we had the shop, I'm like, what do you drink? Red or white wine? Red. Well, pour a glass and read the manual. I mean, treat it like a novel. It's a page turner. Like, oh my God, I'm on seatbelts. I mean,
yeah, you'd be amazed, right? But there is some really good relevant information that's going to help you as a car owner keep that car in better shape. So that's why we're saying read it.
Yeah. Okay. Read the manual. Right. So what's the first tip, Chris?
I think first and foremost, we're talking about doing this once a month. Okay. And that's checking your engine oil.
Yeah. It's simple.
And it's simple. And like Gary said, if you're not sure how to do this, just ask your mechanic. I promise you, any mechanic will be more than happy to show you how to check your oil, check your washer fluid, check your transmission fluid, check your tire pressure. I mean, they'll be more than happy to go through any and all of these questions and show you how to do it. So what you got for number 2, Gary?
I say check your windshield washer fluid. I think this is one of the most neglected things next to oil is people don't check their windshield washer fluid.
Well, in my opinion, that washer system should be used on a daily basis. Meaning you should be cleaning your window every day.
Yeah, I agree.
And that reservoir probably will not last the entire 5,000 miles between oil changes if you use it every day. So
if you use it once a day, because you'll clean the screen by doing it. You're not going to cause algae buildup in the bottom of the tank like we'd always see. This is why windshield washer pumps go bad. It's because you just never use it because you don't think about it. The only time you use it is when you get a bug splatter. So
and you pour straight water in it, which allows the algae to build.
Don't do that. You can buy a concentrate, folks, that you can get like 20 gallons out of a bottle.
Small bottle. Look at any, puts in the glove box.
Yeah, no, I would say not in the glove box. You can put it in like
a little compartment. The point being is a small bottle is it fits. It's not. It's not a burden to keep in the car.
All right. So that's the one is the windshield washer fluid. What's the next one, Chris?
Well, it's checking your tires on a monthly basis.
So there's a key there, though.
There's 2 keys here. There's 2 keys here. It's knowing how to measure tire depth properly, right? Or at least being adept at a visual check of your tire depth, right? I mean, it's very obvious when your tire tread is low, but it's checking the tire pressure, which is the most important thing.
All right, that's where you're going at. Right. I hope.
And so you're gonna open the driver's door, and right there on the door pillar will be a sticker, and that sticker is going to tell you what the recommended tire pressure is for your car. It's always better to check the sticker on your car versus what the tire tells you the maximum pressure allowed is, right, Gary?
Yeah, I usually say you go buy the sticker and buy a good gauge, folks. Don't use those stupid stick gauges. Go spend $30-$40 and buy a digital tire gauge.
Yes,
because the air at the gas station you're going to, that gauge is wrong. It don't work right.
It's never been zeroed out correctly. It doesn't measure properly, and when you go to the auto parts store and you see the little pencil gauge on the counter that impulse buy for $1.99. Well, you have to know that it doesn't work at $1.99.
Right.
It's not
a digital
accurate.
Gauge.
Yes, and what that does, Gary, is that makes sure you're going to get optimal life out of those tires,
and best gas mileage too,
and best gas mileage possible, because tire pressure affects gas mileage. It affects a lot of things, right? I mean, it affects it affects the distance it takes you to stop your car.
So, yes, there's a lot of things that go with tire pressure. So what's the next step, you think? The next tip that we'd give them?
You're going to want to use good gas.
Thank you.
Okay.
There you go. And if you don't use good gas, use what, Chris?
You're going to use Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner.
Thank you. There you go. That's what I was hoping.
I'm going to remind people that are new, that aren't familiar or haven't seen the shows, but I managed an auto parts store for a very long time, and I tried every single fuel system cleaner I had on the shelf, and the Chevron Techron was the really one of two that was a noticeable difference. So, Gary and I always recommend Chevron, Shell, and 76 is top tier gas. And if you're not able to use those three brands, that's okay. But, once a month, put a bottle of Chevron Techron in your car, and your fuel system will thank you for it. Your fuel pump will thank you for it.
You'll find people on YouTube, guys, that'll tell you we're full of crap. Whatever. I don't care.
Like I said,
I'm telling you what I know works for me.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. And then, Gary, probably, the last regular checkup thing is washing your car, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not going through those self-serve car washes, man. It's at least, I want to say at least, twice a week. Okay. Once a month. Okay. If you want to go through the self-serve car wash, every other week, great. But at least once a month, go have your car washed by somebody. Like actually spend the $40-$50. Vacuum the car
and
out.
Let them get in there and vacuum it out. And agreed. And once a year, have it detailed inside and out.
Yeah, and I usually tell customers on the detail side is to do that in the summertime so you can enjoy the detail. You have this beautiful, shiny, brand new car almost, like you detail it in June, and you're like, wow, my car looks great. Like, and that goes
you get to drive around. Everybody in summer thinks you got a new car.
Yeah, and that goes with the next tip, in my opinion, which is your trunk. Make sure it's clean, guys. Don't have a whole bunch of stuff in your trunk. There's no point.
Okay, so this was a regular conversation we had with consumers, our customers at our shop, that you'd find the kitchen sink and the toilet in the trunk.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, what happens if you have a flat tire on the freeway at 2:00 in the morning and you have all that in your trunk and you can't get access to your spare tire?
Okay, and then we're going to close the show on this thing, Chris, because do you even know how to change your spare? Do you know how to change your flat, guys? And if you don't, you need to learn. And Chris
again,
brought this up.
If you're uncomfortable, practice. Yeah, if you're uncomfortable, take your car to your mechanic. And again, I promise you that shop will be more than happy to help you and show you exactly where the spare is, where the car jack is, and how to properly jack your car and properly change a spare. They'd be more than happy to do it for you. They really would, because they want to keep you safe. That's
exactly.
Part of our job, right?
And if a shop gives you, well, I don't have time, you need to find another shop, in my opinion. Because let's look at this. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, I was going to say, when it comes to a subject like this, you're damn right.
Yeah, because let's face facts, folks. This little thing right here, if it don't work and you need to change your spare because it's 2:00 in the morning and you can't call somebody to come help you, you need to learn how to do it. So that way you know how to take the tire off. You know how to properly put the lug nuts back on, and they're tight. So you don't, and understand, folks, these are things that we're asking you to get educated on, okay? Because this is going to help you fall in love with your car again. That's the whole purpose of this. We spend a lot of money on these cars now. They're not cheap. And so let's fall back in love with owning a car that's your vehicle, the thing that you thrive on to make a living and to get around and, get the groceries and take the kids to soccer practice or whatever you do with your car. So I think this is a quick one again, Chris. I like the fact that we're, helping the consumer to fall in love with that car again.
Yeah, amen. I agree. Yeah. I agree. So it's a good time. So, ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe.
Yeah, like the video.
Tickle the bell.
Leave a comment, please.
Share it as much as you can.
Yep. And guys, have a great week, and we'll see you soon.
Stay safe.
Remember, finding great car service
starts with an investigation.